It's a new era in WWE, a new era in professional wrestling, and a new era here at OneWrestling.com and One Wrestling Video. That being said, welcome as we're going to take a look back at everything that happened on the very first SmackDown of the new era following the draft here on the debut on the Smackdown ReBound. Hello everybody, my name is Connor, aka OKayFabe, right here on One Wrestling Video and OneWrestling.com with the debut edition of the Smackdown ReBound. Yes, new set, new design, new logos, new everything. It's a new day. Well, not the tag team, but a new era in WWE, and no better way to do so than with a new version of SmackDown. SmackDown Live kicked off, not its first official week live, but its second, but its first one in the new era. Thank you guys again for tuning in wherever you guys are watching this or listening to us from. Make sure if you're here to new to One Wrestling Video, make sure you hit that subscribe and like button right there down below. You guys have been killing it lately with all the coverage of all professional great wrestling here on this YouTube channel. Of course, you've got Big Ray, you've got the Big Slam Nation, you've got Bill Skyla, you've got, of course, the legendary, the iconic Bill Apter. All of us here at One Wrestling, thank you guys for the continued love and support, and make sure you let us know what you guys thought of SmackDown down in the comment section below. SmackDown ReBound, the new review show right here on One Wrestling Video. Okay. We got a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things to cover here on this new SmackDown. So it's the new SmackDown of the new era, and of course it kicked off with the commissioner and the general manager, Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan, making sure to let you guys know that tonight, by the end of the evening, we would find out who would be the number one contender for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, as the winner of a certain particular type of matchup tonight would face Dean Ambrose at Summerslam. So they announced a six-pack challenge. That's right, 6 men. We get the opportunity to fight Dean later on, or we'll get the opportunity to fight for the number one contendership later on in the main event. And they handpicked John Cena, Bray Wyatt, Dolph Ziggler, Baron Corbin, and the phenomenal AJ Styles. Now, my math's not that great. I'll be the first to admit that one. Hold on. It's only 5. Oh, how can I forget that? That's right. They announced that the 6th person would be the winner of the very first match of the evening, which was indeed a battle royal. This had all sorts of superstars in there, from Zack Ryder, Kane, we even saw Kalisto, and Apollo Crews. I will say this matchup was very intriguing because, first and foremost, Zack Ryder looked amazing. I was actually pleasantly surprised, given the fact that even though he did not walk out of Battleground this past Sunday as the United States champion, we still got to see some amazing moves from Zack Ryder, but unfortunately was cut short by the Demon Kane. Why is it that when he always gets in the ring with Kane, it never ends well? It just never ends well. Poor Zack Ryder. But it's okay. He's got Mojo Rawley. He's got his hype pro with him now on Tuesday nights. Kalisto looking fantastic as well, too. But Apollo Crews getting the ultimate win in this Battle Royal, reversing Kane's chokeslam in a way I really haven't seen before. We actually did a backflip reversal from the chokeslam. So weird, so bizarre. Loved everything about it. Apollo Crews advancing to that 6-pack challenge later on in the evening. This SmackDown also announced not 1, but 2 returning former stars to WWE, specifically SmackDown, of course. We saw a video package that saw the return of the Golden One. No, not Goldust. He's on Raw, unfortunately. But I'm talking about Shelton Benjamin, the gold standard, coming back to SmackDown Live. Not sure when, not sure how, but we do know that he is coming soon back home to SmackDown Live. I am so pumped. Former United States champion, 2-time WWE Tag Team champion, and 3-time Intercontinental champion. I cannot wait to see what Shelton Benjamin does on Tuesday nights. I'm so excited I can't even talk straight. Yeesh. We did see the very first singles matchup of the new era here on SmackDown Live. Becky Lynch against Natalya in a rematch from Battleground. I'll be honest with you guys. I actually really like this matchup. And between you and me, just between you and me, guys, I actually like this match a little bit better than the match at Battleground. Becky Lynch ultimately getting the win, the actually submission win over Natalya, which was actually very intriguing. And I thought I was calling and say, hey, we're going to see the rubber match at SummerSlam. But instead, something else intriguing happened. We actually saw, or got introduced rather, to every woman on the SmackDown roster. We saw basically coming out afterwards Alexa Bliss interrupting Becky's speech, not only to be interrupted by Naomi, followed by Carmella, and then Eva Marie, who Eva's entrance was so extremely over the top, and even sounded like she had like a personal voice announcer, like the guy who does the lifestyles of the rich. And here comes Eva Marie, the red-headed sensation that's sweeping the nation. I mean, lights going down and all. I mean, she had the most elegant entrance out of all the women that were introduced this evening. I'm assuming this means she's a heel. Hard to say, but if it is, at least I give him the credit for at least embracing Eva Marie as a heel, since she has been getting, let's just say, not the most positive reaction from the WWE Universe. Miz TV, the most must-see show on WWE. Miz TV now exclusive to SmackDown, as he was interviewing the greatest superstar he has ever interviewed. Ever. Himself, naturally. Intercontinental Champion, Maurice is his wife. Come on, why wouldn't he interview himself? But unfortunately, Miz TV was interrupted, as it always seems to be, by none other than the Viper, Randy Orton, as they exchanged back and forth, we'll just say, some casual pleasantries about Randy Orton's match against Brock Lesnar. Randy Orton really on the quick wits lately. I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything, and plus I don't want to say anything here, but just watch his interview on the highlight reel on Battleground and then here on Miz TV. Just trust me, I'll say that I'm starting to become a Randy Orton fan once again. Anyway, we have an impromptu matchup between Randy Orton and Miz. Miz working on that surgically repaired shoulder of Orton, but unfortunately, 2 RKOs, one out of nowhere, naturally, gives Randy Orton the win here tonight as he heads on to SummerSlam. I was kind of I'll be honest with you guys, as much as I did enjoy this particular matchup, I was actually rooting for the Miz a little bit. Intercontinental Champion, first night on SmackDown Live, establishing himself and establishing the Intercontinental Championship as far as its value, prestige, and history and its lineage on SmackDown. I personally was rooting for the Miz, but of course Randy Orton, the Viper, heading in strong to SummerSlam against Brock Lesnar, the Beast Incarnate. Anyway, we get another random moment where Heath Slater comes out and attacked a local wrestler in the ring, only to go off on a very, well, let's just say, vocalization of his frustrations about not being drafted to either Raw or SmackDown, and demands that he be added to the six-pack challenge and make it a magnificent 7. As Shane attempts to get his resume, he unfortunately meets his end thanks to a gore from the returning Rhino. Yes, ECW, NWA, and WWE champion, well, not WWE champion, but former champion in WWE, former tag team champion, if I'm not mistaken, a hardcore champion. Rhino showing up on SmackDown, one of 2 stars, as I was mentioning, Shelton Benjamin earlier, also announcing his return to the blue brand. Poor Heath Slater, jeez. I mean, someone, hashtag sign Slater. Is that what it is? Sign Heath Slater? Sign Slater? Hey, if he wants to come on here, just give me the contract. I will sign him right now to One Wrestling. You kidding me? Have him with a co-host. It'd be amazing, right? Speaking of which, before we get into the main event, I do again want to remind you guys, let them know your thoughts down in the comment section here below. But, the announce team, very radically different. I mean, granted, you've had Mauro Ranallo on SmackDown for quite some time, but JBL switching up the longest reigning WWE champion in SmackDown history. And Otunga was actually not too shabby himself. I haven't really heard too much of Otunga's commentating ability or commentary speaks on, on live TV such as this on either Raw or SmackDown. So seeing the team, I was actually very impressed and very intrigued. Mauro Ranallo, of course, always a pleasure and a treat to listen to on SmackDown. Six-pack challenge: Cena, Bray Wyatt, AJ Styles, Dolph Ziggler, Baron Corbin, and of course Apollo Crews. Say that one 10 times fast. I can't. I'm barely breathing just trying to get this over. I will say there was a smart move by WWE to announce 3 top matches for SummerSlam heading into this first week. Of course, we got Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar. We do have the Universal Championship between Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. And now we know Dean Ambrose will go one-on-one with, surprisingly, Dolph Ziggler. There were several moments in this particular matchup that I honestly thought John Cena was going to get the win. Personally, I would like to see the rubber match between John Cena and AJ Styles at SummerSlam, which it looks like there's still an opportunity about that, but John Cena literally went through almost every single opponent in this matchup with an AA, hitting almost every single one of them, if I can remember. Apollo Crews, Bray Wyatt, and Baron Corbin all in a row. AJ with a phenomenal form, only to get countered by a beautiful beautiful super kick by Dolph Ziggler to get the pinfall victory and advance to SummerSlam. I'll be honest with you guys, I was kind of rooting for Bray Wyatt, the Eater of Worlds, to get a win here, but Ziggler versus Ambrose is actually a little bit of a refreshing change. Granted, we've seen Dolph Ziggler kind of in the mid-card area for quite some time, and not really sure what exactly he was going to do. Now he's being thrusted in one of the main events of SummerSlam. I'm looking forward. I'm very intrigued. SmackDown has a lot of potential, guys. It has a lot of potential to do a lot of great things, and this night, I think, was definitely the glimpse into the future. A lot of new opportunities, of course, you saw, like, in the six-pack challenge. I was actually just thinking about this beforehand. Guys like Styles, Corbin, and Cruz really haven't been on the main roster for not even a year yet, and they're already being thrust into an opportunity for a top spot in the championship, basically the championship. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Miz in the Intercontinental Championship. Of course, Ready, Willing, and Gable, American Alpha, will debut, and of course, Shelton Benjamin coming back. There's just so many good things of SmackDown. I want to see more. I want to see more of this. I want to see where it goes. I want to see what happens and what comes of this. Maybe even more championships. Women's division's got me intrigued and so much more, but of course, it's time for you guys to chime in. Let me know your thoughts about SmackDown this past week. Again, leave them in the comments section here below, or of course, hit us up on the various social media. Thank you guys for tuning in on this debut edition of Smackdown ReBound right here on One Wrestling Video, and of course, OneWrestling.com as well too. Again, if you guys are new to the channel, there's a subscribe and like button right down there. Just hit it both. It's so easy and it's free. Why not? It doesn't hurt anybody, right? Show your love and support for the entire One Wrestling crew by following the various social media down in the description box below. Of course, you can follow myself at OKayFabe, and also check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/OKayFaber, where I do, of course, Raw reviews, all other things. I'm going to be doing the Cruiserweight Classic tomorrow, which I cannot wait for. I'm so excited. Calm down. Breathe. You can barely breathe after that six-pack challenge. You don't want to make sure you pass out before this video is ending. Don't want that to happen. Of course, support One Wrestling by heading over to OneWrestling.com. Follow us on Twitter at One Wrestling, and of course, follow everyone, including the legendary, the iconic Mr. Bill Apter. Follow him after One Wrestling. Thank you guys again for watching. I appreciate the continued love and support here, and of course at One Wrestling as well too. And to quote the legendary, the iconic Mr. Bill Apter, we will see you at the matches.